Hey, what's up everyone? I'm back at it again, but this time we're going to talk about the new major order. If you did miss out on my previous video, you can check it out down below in the pinned comments. Basically, I just went over the, negatives and positives as of late, but yeah, definitely check it out when you get the chance. Now with that to the side, let's go ahead and take a look at the major order, because right here at the top it says, in order to further inspire the hard work of our patriotic citizens, to support the war effort, demonstrate the glorious lethality of the Helldivers. And then, right underneath, you can see that it says, kill or dismantle the targeted number of freedom enemies, which is surprisingly 3 billion. Now, I do have to say, I think this is going to be quite easy, because you can just stick to the right side and just fight a bunch of Terminids. Basically just squash a bunch of bugs. Now you do have the other option where you can stick to the left side and fight a bunch of bots. It's up to you completely. Myself personally, I'm gonna stick to the right side, fight a bunch of bugs. Honestly, I enjoy it a lot more than fighting the robots, but how do you guys feel about it? Let me know down below. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the briefing. What it says right here underneath: across the Federation, patriotic citizens are doing their part for the war effort. Young, old, previously infirm citizens are filling the gaps on munition lines left by those who excitedly and voluntarily reported for the frontline duty. The fervent faith of Super Earth citizens for the war effort deserves to be rewarded viscerally. To that end, the Helldivers are ordered to demonstrate the unsaleable might of the united citizenry by destroying even greater numbers of our enemies than ever before. Terminids or automatons, our citizens deserve to witness the fruits of their patriotic labor in the lifeless bodies of freedom's foes. So as you can tell right here, we have to take out a bunch of automatons or Terminids, but again, for me personally, I'm going to be over on the right side. And also, we do not have any word on the toxic gas grenades. If you guys have missed out on my previous video, definitely check that one out as well, because I have went over some footage, showcased some stuff, with that grenade as well as a different grenade. It's definitely worth taking a glance at. But yeah, with this all, I'm excited for it. What about you guys? Let me know down below. I know 3 billion is quite a lot, but at the same time, it should be easy if we all stick to the right side and nobody's on the left side. Of course, some of you hardcore players are going to be like, dude, come on, man. Go to the left side. Don't be a wimp. But hey, I'm sorry. I'm staying on the right side. So with that, let's go ahead and check out the major order right here. So right underneath success, we have this right here, which says, the freshly constructed SEAF basic training facilities are up and running. Thanks to the tireless defensive operation of the Helldivers, the first class of recruits has already graduated, having demonstrated superior proficiency in rifle operation, mobility, and obedience. Now trained and ready, they are headed to the front lines to do their part in the defense of freedom. So as long as the training facilities remain under Super Earth control, SEAF support to planetary liberation will be augmented by a steady flow of enthusiastic new recruits. If they are lost, however, SEAF support will decrease and subsequent planetary liberation will become more difficult. Okay, with everything being said here, what do I recommend when it comes down to the right side and you're fighting Terminids? Of course, you guys guessed it, flamethrowers, napalm, and if you have it, definitely use the impact incendiary. And speaking of flames, napalms, incendiary, and all that good stuff, if you guys have not done so, pick up the Stilled Veterans Warbond. It's absolutely worth it. What you're able to pick up is a Breaker Incendiary Shotgun. The specific name is SG-225IE. And yeah, you should definitely pick that one up as soon as possible, because that one is well worth using, especially with the Terminids and the bugs. You'll be able to fly through quite easily, especially with even the flying types, the Screechers. You could take them out easily as well. If you hit them just right in the air, they'll come tumbling down. But it's definitely one of my favorite weapons. Not sure about you guys. There's also the Laser Guard Dog. I know there's a specific name for it, but for whatever reason, it's not popping up in my head. That's another favorite of mine. Those weapons, let alone, should help you out quite a lot if you're sticking to the right side. I know some of you that are pros at the game, I guess, you're probably thinking, well, why are you telling me this? I'm mainly speaking to those that are new to the game or just popped in or, just need some help. That's my personal favorite. I know somebody in the previous video also asked, what's my favorite Warbond, and that would be the one, because Stilled Veteran is by far just awesome. Now, on the other hand, if you're thinking about going to the left side and attacking a bunch of automatons, then what I would recommend is the Scorcher. It also does some damage to the tanks. If you did not know about that, it does. I believe it still does anyways. And it's also one of my favorite weapons as well if you're going to just attack the robot specifically. Now, can it become difficult over time? Yeah, it definitely can, especially compared to the robots, to the bugs. The bugs are way easier because when it comes down to those tougher enemies, the much larger ones, like the Bile Titans, then you can easily take them out. But then when it comes down to those AT type of larger robots, I honestly, again, cannot remember the name at the top of my head. Those ones are also just quite dangerous, and they're very difficult to take out. Now, besides the Scorcher, what else do I recommend? You can use the P19 Redeemer, there's the G23 Stun Grenade, there's the RL112 Recoilless Rifle, which is still useful, by the way, as well. And if you guys do not have it already, pick up the Quasar Cannon. I understand that it did receive a nerf, but it's so useful still. I mean, who's gonna hate on infinite ammo? And the charge is not that bad. It's about, what, 15 to maybe 20 seconds? That gives me enough time to shoot a bunch of enemies, then move over and, you know, pop the cannon on my shoulder, take out the charger, and then continue on. That's really all I do, and I honestly don't even notice the difference. So what else do I recommend besides those ones? If you can, pick up the G12 High Explosive Grenade. That one's a great one. If you want to talk about a different type of stratagems, you got the Spirit, which is going to receive some improvements. I'm sure if you're listening to that right here, right now, you're probably thinking, oh man, come on, you're going to recommend that weapon. Yes, I do recommend it because it is useful sometimes, and it's great for taking out tanks and fabricators. And once they do release the patch to fix that bug for the spear lock-on, it's going to be way better. And another one that I do recommend, and this is going to be my last and final one, is you can use an Eagle Airstrike or a 500 kg bomb. Use either of those and you should be fine. Also, when it comes down to the Quasar Cannon, I know a lot of people dislike it, but to be fair, it's still useful because what I use it for mainly is the chargers, the much larger robots, the flying types. It has all sorts of uses, and for me personally, it's one of my favorite weapons to use in the game, or stratagem, whichever. But you guys let me know what you think about the Quasar Cannon. Do you think it's still useful? Do you still use it? Let me know. Let's have a great discussion about it because I talk to you guys a lot in the comments. I try to reply to just about everyone, but I honestly do try to talk to you guys and ask you these questions because to me, I have a fun time doing it. I don't agree with everything you guys say, and you don't agree with everything I say, and that's what makes this community, at least the glitch community, I guess we'll call it, you guys are awesome, and I think that's what makes everything great every time we do have a conversation in the chat. Speaking of the chat, let's go ahead and talk about the top 3 comments from the previous video. Right here, we have Liberty Prime, and this person says, all Warbond weapons are S tier, AH. The Tenderizer sucks, and we know it sucks. Also, AH. The second comment here is by a user named Valkorian1995, if I am pronouncing that right, and this person says, there has been many random disconnections, and I cannot disagree with that. I've actually experienced that as well as the reinforcement bug, which is what I replied to him. And last but not least, we have this comment that says they keep focused on killing everything fun about the game. And there you go. There's your top 3 comments from the previous video. If you guys would like to be featured, comment down below. Thank you guys for the support, and I will see you guys in the next video.